Heaven is speaking to you right now, not by accident, but at the exact moment you need it most. Archangel Michael has an urgent message for you, and you must hear it now, not later. He tells you to open your heart and spirit because something hidden has just been revealed, something so painful that even the angels have been crying without stopping. This truth is about you, your life, and a secret you were never meant to carry, but God in His mercy says you must know before it destroys you in silence. Michael has stood with you through storms you didn't even know you survived, shielding you from spiritual attacks, seeing the lies spoken when you weren't in the room, and now the veil is being lifted. A family member, someone bound to you by blood, has exposed a truth that will change how you see your past, yourself, and why certain things never made sense until now. God says the time of covering is over, and you cannot enter your next season with the same chains secretly locked on you years ago. You have loved, trusted, and forgiven deeply, defending those who whispered against you, only to find that the one you would have protected with your life has spoken words about you that were not accidental but calculated to alter how others see you forever. Heaven weeps because you did nothing to deserve this. The enemy planned to let this lie grow deep in people's minds, but God says His light will expose it and His truth will destroy it. The person who spoke this carries old wounds and unchecked jealousy that grew every time you were blessed. They smiled in public but twisted your story in private, painting themselves as the victim and you as the villain, even convincing themselves their version was true. Now their words have reached ears you never wanted them to. The angels cry because this came from where you least expected it. But the moment they spoke, heaven moved instantly. Protect my child, deliver the truth, uncover the source. This lie will not take root. God says this exposure is not punishment, it is protection. You don't have to fight in the flesh because He is your defender and advocate. Michael stands with his sword drawn, reminding you of times you thought you couldn't breathe from the weight of betrayal but still survived. This is not to break you but to end a cycle of family secrets, backstabbing, and manipulation that stops with you. You are the one chosen to break the pattern, which is why you've always felt different and misunderstood. The truth will hurt, but it will bring clarity. Things that confused you will suddenly make sense, and you will see exactly who is for you and who is against you. God says He will not just expose but restore, double the truth for every lie believed, loyal people for every relationship broken, new opportunities for every one stolen. Signs will appear in the coming days through conversations and behavior that confirm what you're hearing now. Don't dismiss them as coincidence, and don't excuse them out of fear. This is for your clarity and protection so you never walk blindly into traps again. Michael says you have been in the dark long enough and heaven has counted every tear you've cried. Those tears will water your next season of blessings. The one who did this will face God, and their words will be undone. Your rise will prove them wrong without you lifting a finger. When the truth is revealed, those who believed the lie will admit they were wrong because this is divine justice, not revenge, and it begins now. You are not alone, broken, or defined by what was said about you, only by what God spoke over you before you were born. No lie can cancel your calling, no betrayal can stop your blessing. Heaven loves you too much to leave you in the dark, and this is your light. The timing of this message is no accident. Michael has fought for you again and again, and now he cries without end, not from fear, but from urgency. What is happening around you is not a misunderstanding. It is a family wound that cuts deeper than any enemy could. God says He waited until your spirit was strong enough to hear it without being destroyed. Angels have circled your home, shielding you from worse, and now the truth must break through. The one who revealed it was not supposed to speak, but the weight became too heavy, and now nothing can stop it. This truth will shift relationships, change how you see certain people, and uncover intentions you never suspected. God reveals this not to hurt but to free you, because He is the God of light and nothing hidden can stay that way. For years you sensed something was off, and now you'll know why. This isn't a small matter, it's about your identity and decisions made without your consent. You cannot move forward with lies tied to you, so heaven is cutting them loose. Michael says betrayal in family lines is complicated, tied to generational patterns you were born to break. They knew and stayed silent, letting you search for answers and question yourself. Now the silence is broken. God says let this truth make you wise, not bitter. You can forgive but protect your heart, love from a distance, and choose peace over constant pain. This is the last link in the chain breaking, the reason some blessings were delayed, and the turning point of your story. Michael has fought battles you never saw, even against those with your own last name, and now the atmosphere around you will change completely. God says He will restore lost years, replace confusion with clarity, and give you peace no one can take. What He removes, He replaces with something holy. What He reveals, He heals. This may feel like loss, but it's the miracle you prayed for, disguised as painful truth. The blessings are ready, but the lie must be removed first. In the coming days you may feel emotional shifts. Let yourself process them, speak to God, and know His angels surround you. You have endured storms, loved when love wasn't returned, stayed loyal when loyalty wasn't given, and now God will reward you. This truth is not the end but the beginning of your real story. Michael says do not fear exposure, fear what would have happened if it stayed hidden. You will be delivered, rebuilt, and lifted higher than before. Heaven has waited for this moment, and Michael has cried without end because he sees the glory waiting for you on the other side. God knows your confusion, pain, and betrayal, and He has never turned His eyes from you. Michael has guarded you since your first breath and now comes with a message that cannot wait. The family wound is deep, but God's love is deeper, and even when human love fails, His never will. This truth may shock you, but it is necessary for your growth and freedom. It is a storm that will clear the air. Don't let bitterness take root. Betrayal cannot stop your blessing, and exposure leads to elevation. Angels stand guard so no harm touches your soul. Once you know the truth, you can never be deceived the same way again. This is your rise, with clarity, not revenge. God says the truth will not destroy you, it will set you free. Trust Him now more than ever, forgive to release His power, and stand knowing you are never alone. Lies will try to twist your mind, but no one can rewrite the destiny God has spoken over you. The enemy will try to rush you into emotional decisions. Don't. Wait on God's timing, because those who cannot handle the light of truth are being removed for your protection. You are chosen, cherished, and unshakably loved. Michael's sword of light is cutting every chain of deception. He whispers that heaven is for you and that this had to happen. Breathe. Pray. You are still standing, still chosen, still safe, and stepping into a chapter of truth, freedom, and favor greater than anything you've lost. God has heard your hidden prayers and seen your silent tears. Michael is not calm because the truth is heavy and the time to face it is now. This family truth has been hidden for years, and even angels have wept. Sometimes truth comes through exposure, and while it hurts, it is for your freedom. The one who spoke it carried the weight until God made them release it. You had to know, because your blessings cannot have shadows tied to them. This truth is the key to breaking a weight you didn't understand. You are safe, shielded, and no weapon formed against you will prosper. Forgive quickly and pray, because the real battle is with the darkness that used silence to shape your life. God delayed certain blessings until now so the foundation would be pure. Once this truth is out, the enemy loses his hold and heaven can pour into you freely. This is not something to keep for later, the truth is coming whether you're ready or not. Prepare your heart now so you will stand, not crumble. The matter may go back years, but it has been influencing how you're seen, how you see yourself, and how doors open or close. Now it will be stripped bare, and with it, the last chain will break. And once this shadow is gone, the air around you will feel different. It will be like taking a deep breath for the first time in years without even realizing you were holding it. You will walk lighter, think clearer, and see with sharper eyes. God says there is no going back to the old way because the truth will separate what was meant for you from what was meant to harm you. Every chain the enemy tried to use to keep you bound will be broken, and the weight of lies will fall from your shoulders like dust in the wind. You may look back at moments in your life and wonder how you didn't see it sooner, but God says it was His hand protecting you until you were strong enough to face it without letting it destroy you. Michael wants you to know that the shaking you feel right now is not the earth beneath you collapsing, it is the false foundation crumbling so that the solid ground of truth can take its place. He says, "You have been standing on half light, and now you will stand in full light. With this light will come discernment like you've never had before. You will feel a knowing deep inside when something is not right, even if the words and smiles look convincing. This gift of discernment will protect you for the rest of your life because God is not only revealing the truth about the past, He is preparing you for the future. There will be people who once listened to the lies and turned away from you who will now return, carrying shame and regret. Some will admit they were wrong, others will try to reconnect without saying much, hoping you will forget the past. God says to let peace guide your decisions, not guilt. Forgiveness does not mean open doors to everyone. It means you choose to release their grip on your heart so you can move freely. You are not obligated to give the same access to those who misused it before. This season is about protecting your heart as much as it is about freeing it. In the days ahead, you will notice shifts. People you once felt unsure about will reveal their true colors. Conversations will suddenly hold more meaning because you will hear the tone behind the words. God says, pay attention to patterns, not just moments. A single kind act may be good, but it does not erase a history of harm. In the same way, one harsh word does not always define a person's heart, so watch closely, and I will show you the truth about everyone around you. Michael says there will be a moment soon where the person who revealed this truth will either approach you or speak again in a way that confirms everything you are hearing now. They may act like it was small, like it slipped out, but heaven knows it was the appointed time for you to hear. This will be your sign that the exposure is complete and the healing can begin. God says, do not let fear of confrontation keep you in darkness. You do not have to attack, accuse, or defend. Simply see, know, and let me handle the rest. The enemy's plan was to let this secret live in the shadows until it shaped your entire future without your knowledge. But God says no, He is stepping in to make sure the foundation of your destiny is clean. When He rebuilds, He does not leave cracks for the enemy to slip through. That is why this moment feels so heavy. It is the final cleansing before the blessing. The blessings that are written for you are bigger than what you have prayed for. Some will happen so fast you won't have time to question them. Opportunities will come that were previously blocked, and relationships that truly honor you will replace the ones that drained you. Michael reminds you of all the nights you prayed for answers without knowing exactly what you were asking for. This truth is one of those answers. It is not wrapped in comfort, but in the raw honesty that sets you free. You may feel like the ground has shifted beneath you, but what is really happening is your roots are going deeper into the soil of truth. The deeper the roots, the taller the tree, and you are about to grow in ways you never thought possible. God says there will be moments of temptation after this. Temptation to speak out of anger, to defend yourself to people who aren't listening, to cut everyone off completely. Resist the urge to act in extremes. Walk steady, not in reaction, but in wisdom. The truth will do the work for you. When it is fully revealed, it will travel further than the lie ever could, because my truth has power and cannot be silenced. The person who revealed this may not even fully understand why they spoke when they did. But God says it was His hand. He allowed the weight to become too much for them to carry so that it would spill into the open. You might not receive all the details at once. Some will come in pieces over the next weeks and months. But every piece will fit into place until the full picture is clear. And when it is, you will see that what the enemy meant for harm, God used for your good. Michael says that after this, your spirit will no longer tolerate certain things. Gossip will feel heavier in your ears, dishonesty will make your heart restless, and manipulation will no longer have power over you. This is part of your spiritual training. You are being raised into a place of leadership and influence where your voice will carry weight, and God will not let you stand on shaky ground. You will start to notice blessings unfolding even before you think you are ready. New ideas, fresh connections, and opportunities will come into your life with ease because the blockages are being removed. People who are aligned with your purpose will be drawn to you naturally, and those who are not will begin to drift away on their own. You will not have to force it. God is orchestrating every detail so you can walk in peace without constantly looking over your shoulder, and when the moment comes that you see this truth fully, when it is undeniable and confirmed, you will feel two things at once: pain for the loss of what you thought was true, and relief for finally knowing what really was. God says both feelings are part of the healing. Do not rush through them. Sit with me in them, and I will show you how even this will turn into joy. Michael says you must understand that this is not just about one person's words. It is about breaking an old agreement in the spirit realm that was tied to your bloodline. This agreement was meant to keep confusion, division, and mistrust running through generations. But with this truth revealed, the agreement is broken. The cycle stops here. You will pass peace and truth to those who come after you instead of the hidden pain you inherited. God says, I have waited for this moment because I needed you to be strong enough to handle the truth without losing your hope. Now you are ready. You will see in the coming weeks that my hand was over every detail, and I will even use the very person who spoke against you to push you into your next season. You will not just survive this, you will thrive because of it. So stand, beloved. Lift your head. You are not the victim of this story, you are the one God chose to end it and begin a new one. You are walking out of shadows and into light that will never fade. Heaven has declared your victory, and no voice on earth can overturn it. Michael is still here, his wings spread wide, his sword raised high, and his tears now turning into songs of triumph. The battle is already won. The truth is your freedom. And your next chapter begins now. And from this moment on, the light you carry will not be hidden again. It will shine so bright that even those who once doubted you will have no choice but to see it. God says, I am giving you a glow that cannot be dimmed, a strength that cannot be stolen, and a peace that cannot be shaken. This glow will not come from pretending you are okay, it will come from truly being healed, from walking in the truth with no fear of what anyone says. You will wake up one day and realize the old ache in your chest is gone. The heaviness in your mind will lift. The questions that once haunted you will have no power because the answers will already live inside you. Michael says you will look back at this season not as the time you lost everything, but as the time you gained your real life. What was removed was never the foundation, it was only the cover. Underneath, God was building something strong, something that will stand through any storm. This is why the shaking had to come. Without it, you might have kept standing on something that was already cracking. But now you are on solid ground, and nothing can take that from you. There will be moments when you still feel the sting of betrayal or the shock of how long the truth was hidden. In those moments, remember this: God did not let it destroy you. The fact that you are still standing, still breathing, still able to love, is proof that the enemy failed. Every time you feel that sting, speak life over yourself. Say, I am free. I am whole. I am walking in the truth. Your words will carry power now because they are rooted in the light that in the coming months, unexpected doors will open. Some will feel almost too good to be true, but they will be God's way of showing you what happens when nothing is blocking your blessing. People who once overlooked you will now seek you out, not because you chased them, but because your light will draw them. But remember, not everyone who comes back deserves a place in your inner circle. Let discernment guide you. You are not the same person you were before this truth came. You are wiser, stronger, and far more aware of what aligns with your calling. God says He is also sending you helpers, people whose purpose is to support, protect, and encourage you. These helpers will appear in the right moments, often unexpectedly, and they will confirm that heaven is working on your behalf. Some of them will speak words that feel like they were pulled straight from your prayers, and you will know instantly they are sent by God. Trust that He knows who to send and when. You do not have to go searching. Michael wants you to understand that the battle you fought here was not just for yourself, it was for others who could not fight yet. Your victory will become their hope. Your testimony will open their eyes. There are people right now who are trapped in the same kind of hidden deception you just walked through, and when they hear your story, they will believe freedom is possible. This is why the enemy fought so hard to keep you silent. But God says your voice will be louder than the lie ever was. The days ahead will bring moments of stillness where you realize you no longer have to be on guard. You will not always have to scan the room or measure every word. You will not live in constant defense. This is the peace God is giving you, the kind that settles deep in your bones and stays no matter what is happening around you. And from this place of peace, you will dream again. Dreams you buried because you thought they were impossible will start to stir in your heart. You will feel ideas returning, creativity flowing, joy sparking in ways you thought were gone forever. This is the restoration God promised. There will be a moment, not far from now, when you will stand in a place, maybe in your home, maybe outside in the quiet, and you will realize that the chapter has fully closed. You will feel it like the click of a door shutting behind you. The pain will not have the same grip. The memories will not cut the same way. You will see clearly that what once tried to break you has instead built you into someone unshakable, and when that day comes, God says to lift your hands, even if no one is watching, and thank Him. Because the truth you have now is more valuable than any comfort you lost. You will see that nothing, no person, no lie, no hidden scheme, can block the plans He has for you. Michael will still be by your side, not with a sword raised in battle, but with wings of peace surrounding you as you step into the fullness of your destiny. This is not the end of your story. This is the end of the hidden chains. You are walking forward without the weight, without the confusion, without the shadow that followed you for so long. God says, I am with you in the sunlight and in the night. I am with you when the room is full and when it is empty. I am the keeper of your truth, the lifter of your head, and the author of your new chapter. So take the next step with courage. You do not need every answer to move forward, you just need the light you have now, and I promise it will be enough to guide you all the way. The lie is dead. The truth is alive. And so are you, more alive than you have ever been. The past is behind you. The page has turned. The pen is in God's hand. And the story He is writing for you now will be greater, freer, and more beautiful than anything you could have imagined. This is your closing. This is your freedom. This is your victory. And nothing, and no one, can take it away.